you, Sober Paddy here. It's a lovely spring morning and I'm in Nielsen Park in Sydney Harbour. It's a beautiful day and I'm enjoying a bit of the old sunshine from a pasty Irish white body. Just had a bit of an embarrassing moment there. I had to run into the shop and ask them to give me a lend of some of their sun cream because I was starting to pink up a bit. And it's kind of an embarrassing moment which features heavily in a lot of the things I've been doing in the past. And that of course relates to blah blah blah, drink. Now, the thing about being embarrassed about drinking or non-drinking, as the case may be, it seems to be something that's really heavy on my mind is the embarrassment factor. And when you tell people you're not drinking, there's an automatic sort of insinuation that there's something wrong with you, that you have a problem. And that problem is normally that you're an alcoholic. And it's quite embarrassing to admit that you're an alcoholic. There's so many stigmas and that attached to it. And you really have to be very, very comfortable with yourself and very confident about a different way of life if you want to admit that you have a problem. Because a lot of people who know me, they don't see me as having that much of a problem. They just see me as probably getting a little bit wild with the drink, but never really would put me in the place of being an alcoholic. And I think speaking with Nigel Marsh last week, he spoke about where having to give up drinking without actually losing a wife or without actually killing somebody or without something massively dramatic happening, it's almost as though you haven't earned the kudos to quit. And I think that's where I'm somewhere in there, you know. Not that anyone would ever sort of think that I had a big problem, but I know personally that it was having a massive effect on me day to day and to my whole well-being and to what I was doing. And mixing that with the embarrassment of having to own up that you have a problem was a really big thing to do. But now I have to say, and if anyone out there is thinking along the lines of non-drinking or that, it gets easier. And it's like almost a bereavement. After time, it gets easier to accept it. Things will never be the same, and you always miss that other person. And I do miss the booze, but it gets easier to accept that it's gone, and you can deal with it. And at the moment, I'm able to go out with my mates who have only had a build-up relationship with alcohol, and I can go out with them and have a good time without drinking now, and I feel grand about it. And I think it's important to understand that even though it's quite difficult at the start, your mindset changes and your whole brain functionality changes, and you don't see things in terms of booze, you see things in terms of spending time with people. It's a little bit naff, I have to say, but it's still very, very enjoyable. And ultimately, it's for the greater good, and that's obviously why I'm showing this hobby. So there you go, that's pretty much where I'm at the moment. I'm over the embarrassment. I'm into my new way of life and I'm really enjoying it. So the lie is, get up out of the bleeding pub, come on, get up.